Hello dear friends, today we have the trip to Lefkara, the most beautiful village on Cyprus. It is said that Leonardo da Vinci, the big Renaissance artist, visited Cyprus in the late 16th century as a quest of Catherine Carnara, Queen of Cyprus. He then visited Lefkara and bought a big tablecloth embroidered on all sides, which was donated to the Milan Cathedral. The village is situated at the foot of the Troodos Mountains in the southeastern region, 650 meters above sea level, 45 kilometers from Nicosia, 30 kilometers from the Larnaca airport, and just 12 kilometers the Nicosia-Limassol highway. We get to Lefkara with our friends by car. This is the Savas Yakovo Morozov Handicraft Center. It is the most famous store with a great silverwear and jewelry collection on varying designs. Savas Morozov has 30 years of experience in the field, especially in Russian markets. Thousands of Russian tourists have visited his store. This is the center of Lefkara. Here is situated the Lefkara municipality. We visited Lefkara on Christmas celebration. Here in the center of Lefkara you can find a lot of shops, restaurants, cafes. Opposite tourist pavilion restaurant we find another interesting shop, Harry and Maria Lozo, the specialist in Lefkara embroidery, silver designs and 80 carats gold, also silver jewellery, souvenirs and gifts made in Lefkara. Lefkara is where the Cypriot folk needlecraft art is born, the famous lefkaritiko, which the reputation of has gone beyond the frontiers of Cyprus and has become known in most of the European countries, but not only there. Now we visit the silverwear and lefkaralace shop by Michalis Christou. Here you can find all kinds of silverware ready-made and by order. Mr. Michalakis Christou show us his work and tell us everything about the process, how the blank and semi-finished become the ready products. With the stencil where the new pattern appears, the more detailed pattern made only by hand. The workshop well equipped. He has everything the master needs to make his works. This is a family business and the owner shows us his family. Lefkara famous by local sweets and of course we visit one of the oldest factory making sweets. The Cypriot Delights factory, beautifullefkara, is a family business. It was created by Theodoros and Margarita Kramvides, which has been producing Cypriot Delights since 1895. Since then until nowadays, the factory's management and the productions traditional recipe bequeaths from father to son. The numerous prizes which have been awarded to the factory Beautiful Lefkara prove the high quality of those delights. Agricultural and Industrial Cyprus Exhibition 1907, 1909, 1919 and 1936. British Empire Exhibition 1924 and 1925. International Exhibition of Salonika 1931. The local restaurant surprisingly charming and full enough even in low season. The Anirada Art Gallery Corner Studio, the next place we find interesting in Lefkara. The art you find here absolutely amazing by the bright color and rich composition. Lefkara also famous by its churches. And of course by very gallant gentlemen. Our next point, the most big Lefkara church. The Timios Stavros Church. This is the traditional house in Lefkara, open to come in and see the style of living for all tourists. With great details are the heritage of the British Empire. Here you can see the famous abandoned house of Turkish Cypriot, who was moved to the north during the conflict 1974. Lefkara becomes an excellent destination during summertime because of the relatively low humidity from May to October and also the mild temperatures in the region. The population of the village, which is the post-Second World period, exceeded 2,500 inhabitants. is not more than 1,000 inhabitants, amongst whom there are many expats because of immigration and rural-urban migration. A significant number of locals have been living in New York, London, South Africa, and even Australia. The most beautiful houses you can see here are also the heritage of the British Empire. The name of Lefkara village derives from the color of the surrounding rocks. White rocks means Lefkara. Lefkara owes its welfare and prosperity as always spotted to this needlecraft art and to its trade launches in the late 19th century, flourishing during the 20th century, first 30 years. Considering the archaeological findings, the Lefkara region has most probably been inhabited for centuries. There is not any relevant evidence that the settlement is likely to have progressively been established and has developed, reaching its current status during the Arab raids between the 7th and 9th century AD. The inhabitants of the island were forced by the situation due to the raids to move from the coastal areas where they were living in this period to the inland ones, looking for safer places to settle. The very first written historical statement about Lefkara is brought out in Cypriot big type letters. Saint Neophytus the Recluse, who was born in Lefkara in 1134 according to the information provided by him. During the occupation period by Franks, Lefkara became the see of the Greek Orthodox bishop of Limassol, Amathus and Curium, and was one of the 4 Orthodox bishops' sees. Later, Lefkara during the occupation period by Venetians is referred to as a summer resort for Venetians nobles and their families. According to some researchers, the Lefkara needlecraft, known as lefkaritiko, goes back to this period to the nobles' wives, influenced to some extent and technique used by Lefkara women. In 1570, the Turks conquered Cyprus, and according to historical sources of the Western world, Lefkara made its submission to the Turks and obtained some prerogatives. Yet, according to more recent date, contained in the folk poem The Lament of Cyprus, a totally different version is provided, giving evidence of the large village where civilians arrived to save themselves, ending up in being the first victim of the Ottoman incursions. Now we visit the Christoudia winery, which was founded at 1992. It is a museum of wine in this winery. The winery is expert in elite local type of wine, which is absolutely brilliant in taste. Yamas. Yamas and its complement, niyamas, represent a series of right living or ethical rules within Hinduism and yoga. It means reigning in or control. This winery made very quality wine, not cheap but excellent. You can taste the wine here for free. Great, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share and put your thumbs up. Video Nikolai Light and Svetlana Light. All the best and see you soon.